Hi everyone, Alex here from Joy Pilates, and today I'm going to be taking you through a full body stretch session mixed in with a few little core activating exercises. This is my little assistant Harry. I'm going to give him a treat while we do a little workout. Hey, shake, shake, good boy. All right, let's get started. So I'll get you to stand at the back of your mat. I'm going to do a few little standing stretches. So I'll get you to start by rolling your shoulders back and down a few times. And we're just going to try and release that tension through our shoulders. So you're rolling back and down. And then we're going to hold our shoulders back and down. And I'm going to get you to tilt your head to the right side. That's it. Take a big deep breath in. Big deep breath out, dropping your shoulders down. I'll get you to turn your chin to look further over your shoulder. Holding there, take a deep breath in. Big breath out, dropping your shoulders. Turning your chin to look a little bit further over your shoulders. That's it. And then we'll bring our head back to the center. Let's change the other side. Tilting your head to the left. Holding there. Take a deep breath in. Breathing out, relaxing your shoulders down. And then I'll get you to turn your chin to look further over your shoulder. And we'll take another deep breath in. Big breath out, relaxing your shoulders down, turning your chin to look a little bit further over your shoulder. And then we'll come back to the start. We're now going to shrug our shoulders up around our ears and we'll drop them down. Nice. Shrug them up around your ears and drop. Nice, let's do a few more. Shrug and drop. Shrug and drop. Perfect. All right, we're going to do a roll down. So stand with your feet about hip width apart. I'll get you to tuck your chin in towards your chest. And you're going to gently roll your spine all the way down, reaching down towards your toes. Just bending one knee at a time, stretching out the back of your legs. Just let your head relax, let your shoulders relax, let everything relax. And then I'll get you to slowly roll back up one vertebrae at a time, just moving nice and slow. Your head will be the last thing to lift. Let's do that again. Roll your shoulders forward, tuck your chin in towards your chest, rolling your spine down one vertebrae at a time, reaching down towards your toes, hanging down nice and low. Just let everything relax. Let your arms just wobble around. Let your shoulders relax. Let your head relax. Let your neck relax. Just let everything move slowly side to side. And then grabbing hold of your elbows, I'll get you to gently rock your upper body from side to side. And then from here, I'll get you to slowly roll back up one vertebrae at a time. Your head will be the last thing to lift. Beautiful. Rolling those shoulders right back and down. I'm going to get you to step your right foot forward now. I'm going to give our hamstrings a really good stretch. So this is my favorite hamstring stretch. It's really effective, especially if you do it consistently. So with your right foot forward, I'm going to get you to bend your back knee and you're shifting your weight back. Like you're about to do the bend and snap, if you remember what that is. And I'll get you to point your bottom up towards the ceiling. Your front leg has to be straight. That's really important. Your back leg is bent. You can just rest your hands onto your thighs and you're just bringing your chest forward, rolling your shoulders back and down. That's it. And then I'll get you to squeeze your front quad. Hold that quad tight for another 3, 2, 1, and then we let go of the quad and you come into the stretch a little bit more. And we go again, squeeze your front quad, feel it pull up towards your hip. Holding onto that squeeze for 3, 2, 1. And when you release, try and point your bottom up to the ceiling a little bit more, feeling that extra pull through the back of your leg. Let's squeeze again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. One more time on this side, squeeze 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Feel free to pause the video and do that side for a little bit longer or just later on. So we're going to change legs now, stepping your other leg forward, bending your back leg, shifting your weight back, pointing your bottom up towards the ceiling, resting your hands onto your thighs, and we squeeze that front quad really tight, holding onto it, and then we release. And again, squeeze, feel that quad pull up towards your hip, holding on, 3, 2, 1, and then we release. Squeeze 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Squeeze 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Last one, squeeze 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly release and coming back up. Nice work. I'll get you to turn onto your side now. We're going to come into a really wide stance, as wide as you can go. You might need gripper socks, or just make sure that the floor underneath you isn't slippery. And then from here, I'll get you to fold forward, and you're reaching your hands down towards the ground. And just shift your weight forward slightly so that your bottom is directly in line with your ankles. And then from here, just let your head relax, let your shoulders relax, let everything relax. And then you're just going to bend your right leg, and you're going to shift your weight over to the right side. Hold that there, feel that stretch through your left inner thigh. And then we come back to the center. Bend your left leg, going over to the other side, feeling that stretch through your inner thigh. Coming back to the center, over to the other side. And we're just going to keep alternating sides. Driving your knee out as you bend it and shift your weight to the side. Try and bend your knee a little bit more. Let's do 2 more to each side. Last one. And then come back to the center and just fold forward a little bit more, resting your head down, pressing your palms down into the ground. Gently just moving your head side to side, letting your neck relax, letting your head relax. And then I'll get you to slowly bring your feet back in. Perfect. Standing at the back of your mat now, we're going to do a little balance exercise. So what I'm getting you to do is stand on your right leg, bend your right knee slightly, so you're just unlocking that knee, point your bottom up towards the ceiling to get a little bit of glute activation. And then you're going to slowly tilt forward. And then I want you to extend your left leg out. Now, either keep that small bend through your knee, or you can lock out that knee. I'll get you to reach one arm out in front, followed by the other. And then we tilt forward a little bit more. We're going to try and get into a nice T shape. Holding that there. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. And then slowly come back up. We're going to do one more on that side before we change. So we're going to try and tilt forward a little bit more if we can. So start off with your knee slightly unlocked, pointing your bottom to the ceiling, extending your left leg back. You're going to shift your weight forward, extending your back leg out nice and long. Either keep that small bend through the knee or lock it out. You're going to reach one arm out in front, followed by the other. Relax your shoulders down your back. Find a spot to balance on. Reaching forward a little bit more. Holding there. Tilting forward a little bit more. And then slowly come back up. All right, let's change to the other side. So this exercise really helps to just lengthen out your entire body and wake up all of your muscles. So sometimes you feel a little bit off balance when you change to the other side. Take your time. Bend your knee slightly. Start to tilt forward. Extend your back leg out. That's it. Slowly tilt forward a little bit more. Reach one arm out, followed by the other. Tilting forward a little bit more. That's it. Focus on a spot. Tilting forward a little bit more. Relax your shoulders down your back. And then slowly come back up. You can feel that nice lengthening through the back of your leg. Let's do that one more time on this side. Unlocking your knee, pointing your bottom to the ceiling, tilting forward, extending your back leg out, tilting forward a little bit more, reaching one arm out, followed by the other, tilting forward a little bit more, holding there, lengthening your arms, lengthening your legs, and then slowly come back up. Nice, shaking everything out. I'll get you to now wrap your right hand around your rib cage and you're going to circle your left arm all the way back. We're just opening up our chest. Keep your tailbone tucked, abs drawing in. And then let's circle that arm forward. That's it. Let's do one more. And then we'll change sides. Wrapping your left hand around your rib cage, circling your right arm all the way back. And then circling forward. Nice. Last one. And relax. Okay, we're going to move through a little Pilates flow now. So I'm going to guide you through it. Feel free to watch me do the first one. Otherwise, you can follow along to my cues. You're going to stand at the back of your mat. Your feet are hip width apart. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. You're going to roll your spine down, one vertebrae at a time, reaching to your toes. And then you're going to walk your hands out into a downward dog stretch. Lifting your tailbone up nice and high. Relax your shoulders down your back. That's it. Holding up there nice and long. Open up that space around your neck. And then we come forward into a plank position and we hold. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Draw your lower abs in like you're trying to fit into a really tight dress or a tight pair of pants. And then we're going to come into a side plank position on the right side, reaching that right arm up nice and long. Return to the center. Going over to the left side, reaching that arm out nice and long, looking to the ceiling. And then we return back to the center into that plank. And I want you to very slowly lower yourself all the way down. Lift up into a swan dive stretch. Relax your shoulders down your back. Tuck your toes under. And then we return back into that downward dog stretch, lifting your tailbone up really high. That's it. Holding up there. We come forward into our plank, hold our lower abs in like we're trying to fit into a really tight pair of pants or a tight dress. And then we turn to the right. We return to the center. We look up to the left. Return to the center, lowering yourself down really slow using your abs. We lift up into a swan dive stretch. Tuck our toes under. And then we return to our downward dog. Let's move through that now a little bit faster. Plank. Right side plank. Center. Left side plank. Center. Lower yourself all the way down. Lift up into your swan dive stretch. Tuck your toes under. Return to downward dog. Come forward to your plank. Turning to the right. Center. Left, center, lowering yourself all the way down, swan dive stretch, back into downward dog. Let's do one more. Come forward to your plank, moving into your side plank, center, other side, center, lower yourself all the way down, lift up into your swan dive stretch, and instead of coming back to downward dog, we're just going to rest into a shell stretch. So walking your hands forward. That's it. Reaching them out nice and long. Take a big deep breath in. As you breathe out, just relax further into the ground. And then I want you to walk your hands over to the left side. And I want you to cross your right arm over your left arm to feel that stretch through your right side. That's it. We return to the center and we go over to the other side, crossing your left arm over your right arm. We return to the center, and then I'll get you to come into a 4-point kneeling position. From here, make sure your shoulders are directly over your wrists, your hips are directly over your knees, and we're going to move through a cat stretch. So you're going to tuck your tailbone under, and you're going to roll your spine all the way up, arching your upper back like an angry cat, and then roll your spine all the way down. That's it. Tuck your tailbone under, rolling your spine all the way up, articulating one vertebrae at a time, and then rolling your spine all the way down. Let's do a few more. Tucking under, rolling all the way up, and then rolling all the way down. Let's do one more to each side. And then we return back into a neutral spine. I'm going to get you to tuck your toes under now. Relax your shoulders down your back so you're opening up that space around your neck. Try not to fall into your shoulder blades. I want you to lift up out of your shoulder blades. And then I want you to imagine that you're trying to fit into that really tight pair of pants or that tight dress. So I'm going to get you to draw your belly button up towards your spine. Brace your abs first. And then with your toes tucked under, you're going to hover your knees off the ground. We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return your knees back down. Let's do that again. We float our knees up off the ground, drawing our lower abs in, and we hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower our knees back down. Nice work. Now from here, I'll get you to tuck your toes under. We're going to return into our downward dog stretch, lifting your tailbone up nice and high. I'm going to get you to lift your left leg up in the air as high as you can. You can feel your glutes start to switch on, particularly on the right side. We're now going to come forward into a plank, and you're going to bring that knee to the center of your chest. Feel your core turning on. And then we reach that leg back up towards the ceiling. We come forward, bringing it into the center of our chest, and we reach up. Come forward for another 3, reaching up, 2, reaching up, last one, and then we're going to place that leg back down. Changing to the other side, lifting your leg up in the air, turning your hips and toes out to the side, and then bringing that knee to the center of your chest, and we reach up. Coming forward to the center of your chest, and we reach up. Let's go for another 4, and up. 3, and up. 2, up. Last one. And we place that leg back down. Perfect. Resting down into another shell stretch. Feet together, knees out wide, walking your hands forward. Taking a deep breath in, breathing out, relaxing into the stretch. And then we walk our hands to the left side, crossing your right arm over your left arm. And then we walk our hands to the other side, crossing your left arm over your right arm. And then coming back to the center. Perfect. So now we're going to come into a kneeling hip flexor stretch. So what I'll get you to do is step your right foot forward. Now feel free to fold up your mat a little bit to add some extra padding underneath your knee. What I'll get you to do here is, rather than just lunging into the stretch like that, it's quite easy just to do that and let your hips just go completely relaxed. I want you to come out of the stretch so that you're really tall. So you've got a straight line from your shoulders down to that back knee. From here, I'll get you to place one hand on your tailbone, one hand on your pubic bone, and I want you to tuck your tailbone under, and it's almost like you're flattening out your bottom at the back. So rather than poking it back, I I want you to tuck it right under and bring your pubic bone forward. Now we're going to hold this position and we're not going to lunge forward. You may feel this stretch through the front of your quad, okay, which tells me that your quad's really, really tight. But if you hold it long enough, you'll probably feel the stretch start to creep up and eventually it'll make its way to your hip. So we're going to hold that tuck position, and then what I'll get you to do is squeeze your left glute. So make sure your right foot's forward. If that's the case, squeeze your left glute. Hold that squeeze. And then as you release, tuck your tailbone under a little bit more. Let's do that again. Squeeze your left glute. Hold on to that squeeze. And then release, tuck under a little bit more. Squeeze, release, squeeze, and every time you release, try and tuck your tailbone under a little bit more and you'll feel that stretch intensify. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Let's do a few more. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Nice. Last one. Squeeze, release, and just hold that there. Rest your right hand on your knee, lift your left arm up and over. And then come back to the center. Perfect. Let's change sides. So stepping your other leg forward. And then from here, you tuck your tailbone right under, pubic bone comes forward, holding that tuck position or that flat bottom position. And then we squeeze our right glute. Hold that squeeze for about 5 seconds if you can. And then you release, tuck your tailbone under, flatten your bottom a little bit more. So keep squeezing and holding. And then release. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Nice, keep going. Let's do 3 more. 2. Last one. And then we lift our right arm up and over. Perfect, and then coming back down. We are going to move into what we call a pigeon stretch now. So to do that, you're going to step your left foot forward and you're basically bending that left leg and tucking your foot in. You're going to lengthen that back leg and you're going to rest it down onto the ground. Now, feel free to hold this position here with your arms extended, supporting you. Or if you can, I want you to try and slowly lower your forearms down to the ground. Holding here, relax your shoulders down your back, squaring your hips to the ground. And you should feel this stretch all through the back of your leg, moving up into your glute. Now you'll find that the longer you hold this stretch, particularly if you're really, really tight and uncomfortable doing it, you'll notice that the stretch will start to shift and change and move into different muscles. So what I want you to do is breathe. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just try and relax into this position a little bit more. Breathing in and out. Keep holding. Feel free to extend your arms out in front of you if you want to go a little bit further into the stretch, or just resting your forearms down. I'll get you to take a few more deep breaths in and out. Breathing in and out. You might have noticed this stretch has started to shift a little bit. Let's take one more deep breath in here. Big deep breath out. And then we slowly come out of it. Let's change sides. So bringing your other leg forward, tucking that foot in, lengthening your back leg. Slowly lowering your forearms down to the ground and holding that position, keeping your hips square to the mat. right there, Harry? He likes being in front of the camera. Perfect. So if you've got any lower back pain at all, sometimes this stretch can be quite helpful to you. So it can just release the glute, your glute and your hamstring. That can often cause your back to just tighten up that little bit more than it needs to be. Feel free to lengthen your arms out in front of you to make this stretch a little bit harder. Breathing in through your nose, big breath out through your mouth. Let's do 3 more breaths here. Breathing in and out. 2 more. Breathe in through your nose. Big breath out through your mouth. Last one. Perfect. Then we're going to slowly come out of that stretch now. We're going to move into what I call a butterfly stretch. So you're going to have your feet together, your knees are turned out. Now you've got a few options here. If you're finding this really uncomfortable, just place your arms behind you just to give yourself a little bit of extra support. Or if you feel like you're not going to fall back, you can just bring your arms out in front and just gently apply a little bit of pressure with your elbows to the creases of your knees. You can just gently press your legs down, either one at a time or both together. That's it. And then if you like, you can slowly start to walk your hands forward, moving a little bit further into the stretch. Taking a deep breath in, breathing out, relaxing forward, walking your hands forward a little bit more. One more deep breath in and out, and then slowly come out of the stretch. I'm going to spin around on our mat now, and I'm going to get you to extend both legs out really long. So we're going to move into what is known as the pancake stretch. All right, for most of us, this looks more like a C stretch, myself included. So ideally, you want to have your chest on the ground, all right? But most of us are not going to be doing that straight away. So what I'll get you to do is just sort of pick your bottom out from underneath you to help move into the stretch a little bit more. Place your arms out in front. A few little options here if you're finding this really uncomfortable. If you feel like you're falling back, you can sit up onto some blocks if you like, or you can place your hands behind you just for a little bit of support. You can also do this stretch sitting up against a wall, so putting your tailbone right up against the wall. Otherwise, placing your hands out in front of you and just holding this stretch. Now I want you to keep your back straight. There's no point in having a rounded back here. We're not going to work into the right muscles. So I want you to sit up really tall, tilting your pelvis back, holding here. I'd rather you keep your back straight and not go as far into the stretch than to round to be able to reach your arms forward. So holding here, take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, I want you to walk your hands further forward into the stretch. Take a deep breath in, big breath out, relaxing further into the stretch. Let's do a few more. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. 2 more. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Nice, and then we'll slowly come out of that stretch, swinging your legs around. I'll get you to place your hands behind you now. You're going to have your knees bent, feet flat. Your fingertips are facing forward. You're rolling your shoulders back and down. You're bending your elbows and sinking down into the stretch. From here, I'll get you to gently rock from side to side. So you should feel a stretch through the front of your shoulders and your chest. You might need to walk your hands further back Sinking into that stretch a little bit more. That's it. Now we're going to move into some bridges in a moment. Bridges are a really good exercise to activate all of the muscles through our posterior chain, so running through the back of our body, and just open up and stretch out all the muscles through the front of our body. So basically doing the reverse of what happens to our body when we sit in a chair. When we're sitting in a chair for long periods of time, the muscles all through the front get flexed and quite short and tight, and all the muscles through the back become quite lazy. Okay, so you might notice if you've been sitting in a chair all day at work, it's harder to activate your glutes when you're working out. You might get a tight, sore lower back. And basically what we want to do is just reactivate all those muscles, those small muscle groups that become weak and inactive. Just wake them up and strengthen those muscles. And then stretch out all the muscles that become quite tight. So what we're going to do now is you're going to have your fingertips facing forward, you're rolling your shoulders back and down, you're pressing your feet into the ground, and you're lifting yourself up into a bridge position. I want you to try and lift up out of your shoulders as much as you can, switching on your glutes, tucking your tailbone under. That's it. And then slowly come back down. Now, if you've got any shoulder injuries, this exercise might not be great for you. So if your shoulder's hurting, I'd rather you stop and just go back into our butterfly stretch. All right, fingers facing forward, rolling your shoulders back and down, pressing your feet into the mat, lifting yourself up out of this stretch. Holding there, staying up out of your shoulders, switching on your glutes, squeeze them nice and tight. And then we slowly come back down. Let's do 2 more. Set your shoulders into place, roll them back and down, press your feet into the mat, and we come up. We hold for 3, 2, 1, we slowly come down. Let's go again, roll your shoulders back and down, squeeze your bottom, lifting all the way up, holding 3, 2, 1, and we slowly come back down. We're going to move into a lying down position now. I'll get you to have your knees bent, feet flat. We're going to do a similar exercise to that last exercise. So I want you to have your palms pressing down into the ground, your feet are hip width apart, and I just want you to check that your feet are in line with each other, that one toe isn't turning off to the side, that one foot isn't turning in, that your feet, your heels are actually lined up, that one isn't out in front of the other. Okay, so we want to make sure our hips are in a nice alignment, which means we need to check our feet. You're pressing your palms into the ground, you're pushing the backs of your shoulders into the ground as well. So we don't want to round them forward, pushing them back, activating our shoulder blades, and then from here we gently imprint our spine. So imprint means to gently place your lower back onto the ground. You're then going to roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, activating all of those muscles through your posterior chain as you come all the way up. We're going to hold it at the top, tuck your tailbone under, pubic bone comes forward, shoulders are pressing back. And then we're going to roll back down, upper back, mid back, lower back, returning into a neutral position. And we go again, we imprint, we roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time, squeezing into those glute muscles. We hold at the top with a straight line from our shoulders, hips and knees. And then we roll back down, upper back, mid back, lower back, returning into neutral. Let's do 2 more. Imprint, rolling up nice and slow. Coming all the way to the top, and we hold. And then we roll all the way back down. We've got 1 more. Imprint, rolling on up, holding at the very top. We tuck our tailbone right under, pubic bone comes forward. We're going to wake up those hamstrings by extending our right leg out. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We place our foot back down, lifting back up, tucking your tailbone under. We extend our other leg out. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We place that foot back down. We roll our spine back down. We're going to do that 1 more time. Imprint, roll on up, coming all the way to the top. You're going to extend your right leg out. Hold it there. Keep your knees in line with each other. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We place that foot back down. Coming back up. We extend the other leg out. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We place that foot back down and we roll our spine all the way back down. Perfect. That's a nice little set to activate your glutes and hamstrings. I'll get you to pull your knees in towards your chest now, gently rocking from side to side. And then I'm going to get you to extend your left leg out nice and long. You're going to bring your right knee across your chest and you're going to gently hold onto it with your left hand. You're going to bend your right arm back and you're going to hold that position there. That's it. That comfortable, Harry? Taking a deep breath in, big breath out, bringing your knee further across your chest. So ideally we want to keep our right arm on the ground and get our left or our right knee over to the ground on the left side. Take a few more deep breaths in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathe in and out. And then slowly return. Nice, we change to the other side, bending your left arm, bringing your left leg across your chest, over to the other side. This dog isn't needy at all. Take a deep breath in, breathing out, bringing your knee further across your chest, holding there. Breathe in and out. Breathing in and out. One more time. Breathe in and out. And then slowly return back to the center. You're going to bring your feet together and just turn your knees out. You're going to gently rock from side to side, just opening up your hips. And then slowly bring your knees back in. We're going to come into what's called a happy baby stretch. So just another stretch to open up our hips. So you're going to interlock your hands around the outside of your shins, or separate your feet, and then just gently rock from side to side. Taking a deep breath in, breathing out. And then slowly come back in. We're going to just do a little core activation exercise now. So what I'll get you to do is extend your legs out nice and long. You're going to reach your arms all the way back. That's it. And then from here, I'll get you to reach your arms up to the ceiling. You're going to tuck your chin in towards your chest. And you're going to gently roll your spine all the way up, stacking your spine up to finish. Shoulders back and down. And then we're going to roll back down. So you tuck your tailbone under, roll your spine gently back down. And you're going to reach your arms all the way back. And we go again. Reach your arms to the ceiling. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Roll your spine all the way up, stacking it up to finish. Tucking your tailbone under, rolling your spine down really slow. Taking your time with it. Reaching your arms all the way back. Nice, let's do two more. Reach your arms to the ceiling, brace your lower abs, tuck your chin in towards your chest, roll your spine all the way up, stacking your spine up to finish. And then you're going to roll your spine all the way back down, one vertebrae at a time, reaching your arms all the way back. We're going to do one more. If you want a little bit of a challenge, place your hands behind your head, interlocking. I want you to try and come up without letting your feet come off the ground. Give it a go. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Slowly roll your spine all the way up, stacking your spine up to finish. Now let's see if we can go all the way down with our hands behind our head. You tuck your tailbone under, rolling down, nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time, reaching your arms all the way back. Nice work, guys. I've got one more challenge for you. I'm going to see if you can come up into a standing position without touching the ground. So, knees bent, feet flat. I'm going to get you to come up any way you can and try and avoid touching the ground. Let's go. Whoop. Give that one more go. You can cross your feet over if you need to. Nice. And standing up. Good job, guys. We're just going to finish off by stretching out our neck. So I'll get you to roll your shoulders right back and down, opening up that space around your neck. That's it. Holding your shoulders back and down. I'll get you to interlock your hands behind your back. Take a deep breath in, breathing out, lifting your arms up as high as you can. That's it. Opening up your chest and then relaxing your arms back down. I'll get you to reach your arms up towards the ceiling, fingertips facing or palms facing forward, and then you're going to push your chest forward, bringing your arms back, gently tucking your tailbone right under, bringing your pubic bone forward, and then relaxing your arms back down. Rolling those shoulders back, lifting your arms up nice and high, pushing your chest forward, arms come back, tucking your tailbone right under, and relax. Nice, one more time, reaching up. That's it, pushing your chest forward and relax. Shoulders back and down, lifting up through the crown of your head, and you're all done. I hope you feel a little bit more flexible than you did at the start. Enjoy, guys. I'll see you next time.